Hi, I'm Paul Howard, one of the co-creators of Hypnotension and AuthorMate. And today, I want to talk to you about being a hypnotherapist. In the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you about how you can stop wasting money on advertising and make a real investment in your hypnotherapy practice that will last forever. And then I want to talk about why some hypnotherapists will hate the idea and will say it's deceitful and feels like cheating. First of all, let me tell you about my early years as a hypnotherapist. When I first started as a hypnotherapist, it was fairly easy to get clients. I believed I was well trained and had all the skills to help people, so I advertised in the yellow pages, produced a website, and bingo! My phone would ring. However, as time progressed, competition got greater and it got harder and harder to keep a good position on Google. Now, in recent years, I realised that putting regular content on my website was really important. But quite frankly, I just ignored it. Why? Well, to be honest, I hate writing. I'm not good at it. My spelling and grammar are atrocious. And quite frankly, I find it boring. I'd much rather be helping people solve their problems than spending 4 hours a week trying to write an article, let alone the hours spent thinking about what to write about. I find it very difficult to sit down with a pen and paper or my word processor with a blank screen and just start writing. Perhaps you're the same. After all, I'm a hypnotherapist, not an author. Well, of course, the inevitable happened. My website started dropping down the rankings, and with it, all the calls from new clients. My practice just bumped along the bottom. It certainly wasn't meeting my desire to help as many people as possible, and quite frankly, it wasn't paying the mortgage. The worst thing was, I watched new hypnotherapists with virtually no experience rising up the Google results. And each one that did that pushed me further down. And this used to really wind me up. So, I had to do something, so I started advertising, thinking that this was the answer. And it did deliver clients to me. At best, 1 or 2 a month, maybe. I was even using Google AdWords for a while, until it started getting really expensive, to the point now where I honestly don't believe it gives good enough return on investment anymore. The problem with all types of advertising is that it only benefits you whilst you're actually advertising. As soon as you stop, so does the influx of new clients. It got to the point that although I was working more, I was basically working to pay my advertising bill. I soon realised that it simply wasn't working for me. To be honest, I even considered giving it all up. I was getting into debt. I had no idea where or when my next client would come from. Now, if that happened, I would have wasted all my time and effort and money becoming a hypnotherapist and building a great practice. What would I do then? Go back to my old job? In the end, I made a decision to stop working for the advertisers and to start investing in my practice. I started thinking of articles as not being a chore and more of an asset for the practice and for the business as a whole. Because of course, once an article is written, it's forever on my website. And as such, it draws clients in forever. My biggest problem was writing. As I've already said, I'm just not good at it or motivated to do it. So I paid someone to do it for me. I spend around £350 a month to have an author research and write the articles for me. I would give them a subject and some guidelines on how I would treat it, and they would write the content. I would get back a 500-word article that I would simply edit, add a few comments, personalise it a bit to my way of thinking and working. And this would take a few minutes per article. And quite frankly, I consider it a good investment in my business. It worked really well. It wasn't quick, but remember, I was building an asset in my practice and my future. After around 3 months, I started to get clients calling because they read a particular article, and the real kicker is that some 3 years later, I still get clients from those original articles. In my role as marketing director for the National Council for Hypnotherapy, I get to talk to a lot of hypnotherapists around the country. And I realised that I wasn't alone in this dilemma. So we created AuthorMate, which basically gives you, the hypnotherapist, the same capability for around half the price. Half the price you charge a client for an hour's therapy, obviously depending on your pricing. Now, in my opening statement, I said some hypnotherapists hate the idea of AuthorMate and will say it's deceitful. They say things like it feels like cheating. Well, why would they do that? Well, let's think this through. If you have two hypnotherapists in the same local area, and one of them enjoys writing and does it well, and the other one does not like writing and is maybe looking after children or even working part-time, who do you think will rise to the top of the search engines? Given that content is king as far as Google is concerned, it's fairly obvious. However, does the fact that they enjoy writing make them a good hypnotherapist? Of course not. You'll find that the naysayers are always hypnotherapists that are prolific writers. They enjoy it, they feel passionate about it. And they think less of those that don't. And there was me thinking that all hypnotherapists should be non-judgmental. It reminds me of a story I heard about two hypnotherapists on safari. Now there's two hypnotherapists on safari and they're walking along in the bush and they see a lion in the bush. And they freeze. The lion's looking pretty hungry. So they decide to stand still for a second. Then one of them just reaches down into his bag, starts pulling out a pair of trainers, slips them on, and the other hypnotherapist says to him, "What are you doing? You're not going to outrun that lion." He says, "I don't need to outrun the lion. I just need to outrun you." But don't just take my word for it. Listen to what other hypnotherapists say about AuthorMate.
Hello there, my name is David and I'd like to say a few words about AuthorMate articles. Now I've been using this resource since November 2013 and I use the articles to publish onto my hypnotherapy website. I have a hypnotherapy practice and what it's done is provided me with excellent content and in a relatively short space of time because basically it just takes 10 minutes. All I do is grab the article, write a few comments, proofread it, publish it to my website. What this has done is actually improved my rankings on Google and also freed up a whole load of time so I can actually concentrate my time on helping patients, helping them change their lives instead of researching and writing. So it's a great resource. That's AuthorMate articles. Thank you.
There are four main criteria to joining AuthorMate. The first one is that we have to have space. We tightly control the number of members at any one time. This is because we can only produce a limited number of unique versions for each article. The fact that you're watching this video probably means we currently have a few slots available. If not, just sign up on our waiting list and we'll let you know when one becomes available. The second thing is you have to be a practicing hypnotherapist for obvious reasons. Third one, you have to be properly qualified. And finally, the fourth one, you must belong to a hypnotherapy professional association. When you become a member, you get 4 unique articles every month for you to use as you wish. You can make them a blog post, a news item, it doesn't matter. They're unique to you. We have lots of topics for you to choose from, such as weight, smoking, anxiety, blushing, insomnia, and many, many more. Some specialist ones as well, like PTSD. Each article is written and edited by a qualified hypnotherapist. Plus, We guarantee the uniqueness of each article. Each article you get is between 70 and 98% unique to any other article that we deliver. There's no fine print, there's no minimum contract, it's just a rolling monthly membership. You can cancel it at any time. Now, as a hypnotherapist ourselves, we know that sometimes people miss out because they're worried about making the right decision. So we put together a guarantee that will make sure you can try out AuthorMate risk-free. Our 30-day guarantee means you get 30 days to look around AuthorMate and even try out an article so you can see the quality for yourself. If you don't find anything that you want or not satisfied for any reason, we'll refund 100% of your money. And guess what? You can keep that first article for free. So why not click on that button below and start building assets for your practice right now. Build for your future. Create something that's going to stand you in good stead for years to come. That's all for today. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.